Jerry Heller, motherfucker.
Into the show. Hold on one second. We got somebody else on the line right now. Welcome to the Murder Master Music Show. You're on the line with Fresh Kid Ice, Two Live Crew, myself, Prez, and Mac J. Who is this?
Jerry Heller.
Jerry Heller, how you doing, man?
Okay, man.
Hey, what's going on, Jerry?
Hey, how you doing, brother?
Jerry Heller.
Yeah.
How you doing? You remember we met in your office a long time ago when Don McMillan sent us over there.
I remember very well, man. I remember very well. You guys were great, man. So congratulations, guys, on your 200th show. I think that's fantastic.
Yes, thank you
Thanks,
very much, Jerry. We really appreciate it. And you, speaking of books, your book is still out there doing good. Tell everybody the name of your book and where they can get it from.
Name of my book is Ruthless, published by Simon & Schuster, and they're re-releasing it on ebook, and we've lowered the price to $9.95 so that everybody can buy it. It was $24.95 before. We've lowered it to $9.95. And I'm real excited about that. Simon & Schuster are great publishers.
Yeah, definitely. And it's a tell-all book. Now, you got this huge movie coming out, straight out of Compton. Everybody's talking about it. You're obviously depicted in the film by actor Paul Giamatti. Last time we had you on the show, you said you're going to be seeing the premiere with your lawyer. Did you get a screener in advance of the film yet, or they still haven't let you see it?
I haven't seen the film at all, and I have obviously have nothing to do with it. So I'll just wait till I see it like everyone else, and and then I'll see where I go from there.
Yeah, most definitely. Recently, it was just a hoax, but they said something about Eminem going on tour to do all the parts of Eazy-E, which I thought is crazy because why not get one of his kids? Now, you know his kids. Why do you think there's a lack of involvement with the children? I mean, they should have some input, you would think.
Well, you would think, because I was the co-founder of the company, that I would have some input. And nobody ever reached out to me. So I feel very badly that they didn't let his children at least read for some of the parts. And I don't think that that's righteous, but I have nothing to do with it, so it's inappropriate for me to really comment on it.
Yeah, definitely. Recently, I'm saying a whole bunch of stuff's been going on, with this movie, and it's gonna, like you said, we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. What about you yourself, Jerry? You got any groups you're working with?
Well, I'm not working with groups right now. Right now, I'm sort of focusing on another book that I'm writing. Plus, I'm working on a television series based on my first book. So basically that's what I'm thinking about right now. And this is sort of what I would call the twilight of my career, And I just want to make everything meaningful that I'm working on. The title of my next book is going to be called Only Tough Guys Get Old.
Only Tough Guys. When is this due out, Jerry?
Huh?
When is this due out?
Well, I'm just writing it now, so I would say it'll be another 18 to 24 months.
Yeah, something to look forward to. Definitely something to look forward to. Well, I know, I'm saying time is limited. I really appreciate you calling in, Jerry, and thank you for being a part of this show for the past 200 episodes, man. Much appreciated.
Well, you guys are great, man, and everybody really should support your show and shows like yours because you're the voice of the future. And I always help out. I'm always available. I had a little surgery this week, so I tried to get to you, I think, before and couldn't, so I'm really home in bed. But I did want to contribute a little bit tonight and congratulate you guys because I think you guys are fantastic.
Hey, thanks, Jerry. Get to feeling better, man.
Okay, man. Thanks, and I appreciate it.
That's what's up. You take care, Jerry.
All right.
So what's your relationship like with Cube and them now? Do you deal with them now?
My relationship with Cube is absolutely perfect. Since the day that he left NWA, I've never seen him. I've never seen him at a Laker game. I've never seen him at a Dodger game. I've never seen him on the street. I've never seen him at a party. I've never seen him anywhere. So my relationship with him is 100%. He's aces with me, man. So
I understand that.
Are we there yet? He never showed up.
I never saw him again. So, but I think that the great thing, to just note is, and look, we all heard No Vaseline, okay? How can you be a nigga for life crew with a white Jew like Jerry Heller telling you what to do, and I'm going to shoot that Jew in the temple,
Yeah. And he also was weird. You point out in the book too. He talked about hanging Eazy-E from a tree, lynching him. Then he founds a record label, Lynch Mob Records.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, Ice Cube went to Taft High School in Woodland Hills. Not exactly the toughest guy that I ever met. Okay,
could you kick his ass, sir?
Could I? At my age?
20 years ago.
Oh, of course. I mean, don't be ridiculous. I'm from Cleveland, man. I carried a gun when I was 11 years old. Come on.
You're from the place where that Irish guy was that they kept trying to blow up.
Danny Green.
Danny Green, yeah.
Yeah. So
great movie, by the way.
Yeah, it was a good movie. So, that's a ridiculous thing. But at one time they were talking, they were having this thing with celebrities fighting other celebrities for charity or stuff, and I had sort of suggested that I would be willing to do that. Obviously.
Oh, that would have been great.
Obviously, it's different now.
That would be better than Todd Bridges versus Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, I have. But right now, I came in the office and he and Eazy were talking, and I said, "What's going on here?" And Eazy said, "This guy Suge Knight?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "Well, I'm going to kill him." He said, "This guy's going to be a problem, and I think I should kill him." And I said, "Let me think this." I said, "Let me think this thing through." I said, "First of all, we're doing $10 million a month with 6 employees. We don't even have a typewriter in the office." I said, "We're the most successful startup record company in the history of the music business, and you want to kill this guy?" I said, "That just doesn't make any sense to me. And you know something? I should have let him kill him."
Yeah.
I would have done the world a favor. He would have done it for sure, by himself. He always rolled by himself, and he was fearless. That's
he
why
always packed heat too, right?
Always.
Do you think he would have killed Suge Knight?
I think so. I think that he was going to go do it. I took him seriously.
And how did you stop him? I mean, how did you convince him?
I talked sense to him because he did listen to me, and I was always very logical. So logic always worked with Eazy. He was a logical guy himself. He was very emotional, but he was always logical. And then we talked about what would happen if he was, if they ever held him hostage or if they threatened to kill him. We had discussed all those eventualities because nothing was out of the question when it came to the people that we were dealing with.
There was rumors on the internet where he claimed that you had injected Eazy-E with AIDS. What's your response to that?
Well, my response to that, to normal human beings, just like when Dre and Cube said that we stole from them. Well, that's the most ridiculous thing in the world. I mean, it's not possible, and I'll go over that with you in a minute. But my response to that is follow the money. Who had the most to gain from Eazy dying? I'm the only person that didn't gain from it. So there are lots of other people that gained from him dying. So if it's true that he was injected, and you know something? I think that something weird went. I think something weird went on. Absolutely.
He died pretty quick, didn't he?
He died very quickly, There was no autopsy. He was cremated. The marriage license that I saw, his name was typed in on it and wasn't written in. And I mean, it wasn't signed by him. It was just too much bullshit.
A whole bunch of bullshit.
You know, I'm the only person that had nothing to gain and everything to lose from him dying. And for Lazy to say something like that is ridiculous. Now, it's just like I think Crazy actually said it first, and then Lazy sort of jumped on the bandwagon, which sort of hurt me a little because, you know, we had really reached out to me at all to give any kind of advice or insight or background. So it's hard for me to believe that, that they got it right.
And I find that kind of crazy that, you know, even though Cube and Dre are the two that left, I still find it crazy that they didn't have some type of consult with you on set like they did with Rand and Yella and other people, because you were the guy that you know, jump-started the thing, and you were there from the jump. I mean, you have to have input. Did you feel slighted at all?
Well, I didn't expect them to, because, you know, that's the way they are. But I certainly thought that Universal or Warner Brothers or one of their companies would insist on it. And I'm really shocked that even though they didn't reach out, that somebody didn't reach out. You know, to make
even
sure that
Paul
the thing was.
Giamatti, I mean, he could have reached out to you from an actor's standpoint, and you know, a lot of actors do that. Like Johnny Depp with the guy from Blow, for example. He went and met with him in prison, and you know.
Well, I'm sure that he was told not to do it.
Yeah.
I'm sure they told him to stay away. You know.
Yeah, no doubt. No.
You know, we were doing 2 videos that night. We were doing The Doc and the Doctor and the Formula in East L.A., and he fell asleep, you know, going home, and went off hit the center divider and then wound up in a tree, you know, and that was it. He could never really rap again. I mean, this guy was the greatest rapper I ever heard. In fact, after the DOC had his accident, he was in the hospital, and Eazy flew his mom up from, he was in Cedars, which is the #1 hospital, obviously, in America, in Beverly Hills, and Eazy flew his mom and his aunt up from Texas and put them up in a suite at the Sofitel, which is right next to the hospital, and you know, that's just the way Eazy rolled. You know, it's just the DOC was closing escrow on a house. If you remember, in one of the songs, he says something about 477 Savona Way. Well, he was closing escrow on a house there, and he said to me that, you know, if I would put up the money for that, you know, because he was in the hospital, obviously, you know, in very bad shape. So I put up the money. He paid me back, but I mean, I put up the money, and he closed escrow, and I think that he said to me that he was the first. I don't know this. I can't remember this. It's so long ago. But I think that he was probably the first person in his family that had actually had a mortgage and owned a home or whatever. Or at least that's what he told me, to get the money, which you know, he paid me back out of his royalties over the next several years. But I always felt good about that.
You said on our show, one of the times you were on here, that you had to talk Eazy out of killing Suge Knight, and you wish you had. Since you said that, he has ran somebody over and killed them on videotape. I would take it you still stand by what you said?
I think that even more so now, I think that Suge Knight is an evil human being. And I always said when Suge Knight started to get involved, because he was a bodyguard at Ruthless.
Yeah.
He drove Dre around sometimes, and usually he was with the DOC, who I feel was probably the greatest pure rapper. He and Rakim were the two greatest pure rappers that I ever heard. But he was a bad guy, and I think he was a bad guy then, and he's a worse guy now, and the guy is lucky, and I think that, like they say in Vegas to O.J. Simpson, it's payback time, man.
Yeah, pretty much, you know what I'm saying? Keep fucking around, it's going to eventually come back to bite you in your ass.
Yeah,
what do you think
his karma, man.
Chin, his Vinny the Chin act that he has in court, all the different things that's going on. Did you see any of that? Like him?
Yeah, I saw it, but I wasn't there. And I never comment on things that, I try and, be knowledgeable about things that I talk about. And I really have no insight. I have my own feelings. But I have no insight into, what's going on in court. But whatever it is, it'll all come out in the end. I personally feel that, he has a very, very tough road to go here, man.
Yeah, it looks like a
$25 million bail.
Yeah.
I never heard of anything like that in my life. Phil Spector, who admitted he killed that woman, only got a $3 million bail. I never heard of anything like that in my life.
He killed a woman? I didn't even hear about that.
Who, Phil Spector?
Yeah,
Phil Spector. Okay, yeah. My bad. I thought you were talking about Suge. I was like, what did you say? Was it that video where he's choking that broad on the dance floor? But yes, Phil Spector, yeah. $25 million, yeah, he's stuck there. That sounded like Pac when he had $1 million bail.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. And the thing about it is that, remember, that's how he signed Pac. Pac had a $1.4 million bail, and Suge probably went to Jimmy to get the money, and they got him out and were able to sign him. And now it's very ironic that he would have a $25 million bail.
Yeah. Strong message. Whoever sending it. Shit.
Yeah, what are you going to do when you got that type of evidence against you? But, it is what it is. He came into Ruthless as a bodyguard. At what point did you realize that this guy is up to no good? And did Eric know before you, or did you know before him?
We looked at things differently, okay? I looked at him as a guy that had a lot of potential that I probably could help in the management business. And he had all his little things that he was doing, this little girl that he was producing, and he had all his little things. Eric knew he was a problem from the beginning. And that was that meeting when I talked him out of doing what he felt that he wanted to do. And if you know Eric, he was very firm in his ideas. And actually, it turned out that he was right and I was wrong.
No, we had a guy in the show. I didn't even know he was a part of NWA. He calls himself DJ Speed. What do you know about him?
He was never a part of NWA. He might have. No, he wasn't in NWA.
Yeah, I never saw him on the covers or anything. That's why.
Well, he may have been on that one cover where they had a bunch of guys.
Oh, in the posse.
In the alley, But he was never in NWA. He was a gopher. He took Eric's laundry in. He was a friend of Eric's. And then I just found out from Vinny Caruso the other day. I was reading that Vinny Caruso said that he got in trouble with because he lived, I think, at one of Eric's houses in Norwalk or something. Eric fired him, but he was never a member of NWA. All the years I was in business with Eric, I probably ran into Speed 2 or 3 times. he talks shit about me all the time like he knows something. He's just a punk. And and he had nothing to do with NWA. The only outside guy, well, there were two guys that you almost could call members of NWA. One was the DOC, and you really, when you look at NWA, I mean, you got to give him, you know, some props for being there and being in the studio and writing great songs and whatever. And the other was Arabian Prince.
Yeah.
Arabian Prince was an original member of NWA. When I first managed NWA, Arabian Prince was one of the members. So there was no DJ Speed in NWA. He was a high school friend of Eric's or something, and like I say, I think that he took care of Eric's Norwalk house and took in his laundry and stuff like that.
And to this day, you know, Suge Knight, you know, we've seen interviews with him. I mean, like, he disrespected, I think it was on Jimmy Kimmel, he disrespected Eazy-E. You being so close to Eazy, I mean, how does that make you feel? Obviously pissed off, I mean.
I can't believe that the FBI or somebody, I mean, that show is all over YouTube. He said, you kill him, you inject him Eazy-E style, man. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, do they not care when an African-American kills another African-American? Do they not care? I don't know, man. I mean, why haven't they solved Big E's murder? Why haven't they solved Tupac's murder? Why haven't, if Eazy was murdered, you know, if he was injected, why haven't they solved that? You can't tell me that people that could track down Osama bin Laden and kill him in Pakistan can't find out who killed Biggie on Wilshire Boulevard coming out of the fucking Peterson Museum with fucking cops there.
Yeah.
So, you know,
or
I mean,
Pac in the Vegas, you know, right there in Vegas, in front of everybody.
Yeah, it makes no sense on camera. I mean, it just makes no sense to me. So, yeah, I've always wondered about that.